Rumors have been spreading that the Animal Crossing New Horizons 2.0 update is coming right around the corner, supposedly bringing new content to the game, but potentially being the last update for New Horizons? The last update to ever come to the game? Well, maybe not. Hey everybody, I'm Jammer. Welcome back. Let's talk about the prospective idea of new updates coming to New Horizons, because it's been a while since we got any update. The festival update happened in January, of course, then later announcing the Mario update, which came at the end of February for the first week of March. And then to follow that, we got the San Reno update, which wasn't really like a full update, but it did bring a lot of new, content, characters, and items to the game. But since those last couple of updates, there hasn't been any formal announcement of when the next update is going to be coming to the game, and it's left fans feverish and hungry and dying to know, when's the next stuff going to come today? When are we going to get some new information? When are we going to get anything Animal Crossing New Horizons related? So let's talk about it. Oh yeah, before we get started, if you are new here, perhaps consider subscribing. We do tons of Animal Crossing content here on the channel. It's free. You can always change your mind later, and cool kids subscribe. So if you want to be cool, that's the only way. That's the only way to do it. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the top of today's video. So we talked about this many months ago in a previous video where we were talking about like the prospective future of Animal Crossing New Horizons updates and what we can expect going forward. I talked about before how the first year of Animal Crossing New Horizons is going to be the year that gives us the most new updates. We also had the luxury of knowing basically when every next update was going to be coming out. At the end of every update trailer, there'd be a hint towards the next one saying, hey, stay tuned this September for the fireworks update. Look forward later this fall for Halloween. And even before the game was released, at that February direct before the game came out, they kind of laid out the plans for the free updates to come, showing off some of the returning holiday characters, Jack with Halloween, Jingle with Toy Day, Franklin with Harvest Festival. So throughout all of last year, we kind of had a pretty good idea of when we could start expecting a new update. Once it started getting close to October, it was bound to expect, okay, we're going to be getting a Halloween update very soon. Once it got to the close to the end of November, okay, we're probably going to get a Harvest Festival as well as the Toy Day update. So we kind of knew what to expect going forward, and I think that's what's giving a lot of New Horizons fans a lot of anxiety right now, is because we just don't know what's coming next. There's no planned holidays coming out that aren't already in the game. We're kind of in this weird purgatory where we don't really know what the next update's gonna be. We also talked about previously too that last year's updates were relatively more straightforward. There were larger holidays that were absent from at the release of New Horizons that were in all previous games in the series, so we were bound to see those things return in free updates. Like, we knew Halloween was coming back. We knew there was gonna be a Toy Day and a Harvest Day celebration. So that's what makes this year kind of tricky, where the bigger holidays are out of the way, leaving the door open for different possibilities for updates. In my personal opinion, that kind of excites me, because now all updates going forward are going to be brand new stuff. It isn't going to be some run-of-the-mill holiday. It isn't going to be something we've maybe seen before already. It's going to be all brand new stuff coming to the game, but it comes at the cost of likely less frequent updates. We don't know when the next one's going to be coming out. We don't know when the next trailer is going to be. Because the version of Animal Crossing right now is at 1.9, a lot of people have been theorizing it's going to turn over to 2.0, and the next update, whenever it's inevitably released, will be the last one. And I'm just going to stop you right there. No. It's not going to be that. In an interview a while back, they already talked about how they planned to support this game for the next 3 to 5 years, which of course, that's just an estimate. Production schedules change all the time, but for the sales that New Horizons has gotten and how much of a powerhouse this series is, it would be very silly of Nintendo to not continue to put focus on such a successful game. Will they go for the next 3 to 5 years? That might seem a little extreme, but will the next update be the last one ever to come to the game? No way. I would be willing to bet money on it. There's no way that's going to be the case. The first thing to mention, the arbitrary thinking of, oh, going from 1.9 to 2.0, like that, it has to be that way. It really doesn't have to. The version numbers when it comes to games really does not matter. If you look at other Nintendo games, for example, in Smash Bros. Ultimate, for example, every time there's a new character introduced, they do a new point value. They're on like 7.0 or something like that, and then they'll do later patches that'll be 7.1, 7.2, and that'll be like the balancing and stuff. Another example of a non-Nintendo game, look at Minecraft, for example. They're on like, what, 1.17, I think? So they've never even gotten close to the 2.0 mark of they just continue to iterate in the decimal places. Animal Crossing has taken the approach of always updating the decimal place like we previously mentioned, leaving us at 1.9. But technically, they can go 1.10 after this, which sounds like dumb because obviously we were already at 1.1 earlier. And like as far as math and logic goes, that's not how it works. But when it comes to versioning, it doesn't actually matter. You can put whatever number there you want, really. There is, though, this mentality that like if you turn over to a big number in a version system, it's gotta be a big update, which that still may be the case. They might be actually working on a really big 2.0 update. And perhaps if that's the way they're going to be going about it, I think it would be likely that we might see this at this year's E3. E3 is a big gaming presentation that's held in the summer. The reason I'm even explaining it in the first place is because it wasn't even held last year because of everything that was going on. And so Nintendo and all the other game companies didn't really have an opportunity to show off a ton of gaming trailers like they typically do at this conference. However, this year, it's being held as a fully digital event, and Nintendo has already said that they're going to be there with a giant Nintendo E3 presentation where they'll show off tons and tons of different games where very likely we'll see something Animal Crossing related. My hopes, I would love to see them working on a new Animal Crossing spin-off game in the works that'll maybe come out like next year or something like that. But I think if anywhere we're going to see a new Animal Crossing trailer, that gives us, what, a couple of months time for them to continue to work on it, get things ready. They can launch a trailer and maybe even have the update like come out within the week. But as far as what's going to be in this new update, it's really hard to say. I know a lot of people are still holding out hopes for Brewster and other old characters to return. I personally would love to see them introduce even brand new characters, kind of like what they did with like Orville, CJ, and Flick, like brand new to the series. I'd love to see some big update like that. But as far as the idea that the 2.0 update or whatever the next update is going to be somehow the last update to New Horizons, I think it would be wise to stop spreading that misinformation around. Nintendo never said that was the case. Nintendo hasn't even announced a next update. They just said, stay tuned to the Twitter page and we'll announce new things as they come. Like, they didn't even, there might not even be a new update. We might have already gotten the last one. We don't even know. There's no guarantees either way. There's no guarantee of a new update. There's no guarantee the next update's gonna be the final one, but I just don't think it's very likely. I think we have no reason to worry. I think that there's gonna be plenty of new stuff to continue to come throughout the rest of the year. Like we saw with Egg Day, I think they're gonna do something similar for the rest of the holidays throughout the year. They're gonna add like new seasonal items for all the holidays, giving players a reason to play it a second time and stuff like that. I think a new update with new content and features is likely to happen eventually. But we just gotta be patient. We gotta just give it some time. I really do think that the best case scenario, or what's likely bound to happen, is they're working on whatever they're working on, whether small or big. We probably just won't see it until the summer, which I know is still a ways off, but you know what? We'll be there before you know it. So anyways, TLDR, in conclusion, stop freaking out. The 2.0 update, or whatever update's gonna come next, is probably not gonna be the last one. There was no confirmation of such. There was nothing along the lines of that. The size of the next update has never been confirmed. We have no idea it's going to be a big, expansive, huge, game-changing update, or if it's going to be some small content update like we've seen in the past two ones so far. We really don't know. We really don't know. The one thing that's also important to remember too is that the team that made New Horizons is actually the same people, or at least has a lot of the same developers that work on Splatoon 3, that worked on the Splatoon series. So what's likely happening at this time is they're shifting a lot of their development off of New Horizons to start working more on Splat 3 to get that ready for, you know, the release date next year. It's just the reality of the situation that they have less people to work on New Horizons as they shift focus to a new game, and that's just how making games works. So I wouldn't sweat it. Enjoy Animal Crossing for what it was. Enjoy the time you had with it. Still play it and have fun, and then look forward to new games coming out. Alright, I guess that's all I have to say. Rant over. I was just so sick and tired of people saying that, like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be the last update, which is like, bro, you don't know that. No one knows that. It's probably not gonna be it. So let's all just take a second and take a breather. Anyways, if you like this video, be sure to give it a big awesome like. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe for tons more on Animal Crossing New Horizons. And if you're interested, join the Jammie Secret Club for exclusive community perks, custom emojis, Secret Club live streams, early access to new videos. Don't tell anyone though. This is a secret club, so no one can know. Only you guys, all right? As a reminder, we do stream every weekend at 10 a.m. Eastern right here on YouTube Live. That's both Saturdays and Sundays. We play this game all the time. Have you guys on my island have so much fun, so please come on by. We have a lot of fun. Be sure to follow me over on my socials to keep up with everything we do in regards to the channel, as well as join my community Discord. Link to that is in the description below. It's a great place to find friends to play Animal Crossing with. I see people there all the time playing Nintendo Switch games, playing Splatoon, Animal Crossing, all sorts of fun stuff. So if you're looking for friends to play with, that's a great resource that I highly recommend. Anyways, guys, thank you again so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!